Nursing school is hard enough. Learning about cardiology just doesn't have to be. My name is Andrea. I'm a cardiology nurse practitioner, and I do my very best to try to take a lot of these complex and complicated cardiology concepts, break them down into bite-sized nuggets, and help you make sense of them so that you can help connect the dots with your patient. I have thought about an acronym today like it literally just popped into my head while I was on my way to grab something to eat for lunch, and I just had to pull over and tell y'all about this because this is going to help you tremendously in your practice, whether you are learning as a student nurse, if you just graduated as a brand new nurse, or if you are a prospective nurse practitioner and you're having a little bit of a challenge with differential diagnoses. Oh my God, this is going to help y'all so much. The BNP, brain natriuretic peptide. Disclaimer, nursing students, understanding your lab values means more than just memorizing normal parameters. You have got to understand how to apply this information to clinical context. That is what sets you apart as a very astute nurse, not just being able to memorize facts and figures, but being able to take this information, look at your patient, connect the dots, and help as part of the interdisciplinary team to give your patient the best outcome possible. Just wanted to put that out there. BNP, brain natriuretic peptide, this lab value, when it's elevated, has often been used synonymously to diagnose heart failure. And I am here to dispel that very ugly rumor. Elevations in BNP do not automatically mean heart failure. Heart failure is a clinical diagnosis and not based off of a lab value. Nonetheless, BNP, there's a lot of medical conditions that can cause myocardial stretching. Your job as the nurse, again, not to diagnose, your job is to assess. And that is why you use this acronym. B stands for breathing. Assess your patient's breathing. Look at the use of accessory muscles if they're using them. Is your patient's breathing labored? Are they having trouble completing just a basic sentence, basically talking to you? Are they visibly short of breath? Assess your patient's respiratory rate, the depth, the cadence. Look at your patient's breathing. That's going to give you an insight as far as what's going on internally. N, listen for noises. You actually need to put your stethoscope to your patient's chest and listen to their lung sounds. I am talking about listening anteriorly, listen posteriorly. Listen for breath sounds, adventitious noises. Do you hear crackles? Do you hear wheezes? Do you hear rhonchi? Do you hear stridor? Do you hear no noise at all? Listen to your noises or listen to the noises that come from your patients, because that will tell you whether or not we are dealing with somebody who is in volume overload. That's your crackles that you hear. Crackles will let you know that there is wet lung sounds. Or are we dealing with somebody who is having some respiratory compromise from maybe obstructive lung disease, asthma, COPD, emphysema? If you hear wheezing but no wet sounds, this is not heart failure. This is not heart failure whatsoever. If you hear absence of lung sounds, that's not heart failure. You need to be on the lookout for a potential pulmonary embolism, maybe some atelectasis, maybe some lung collapse. You get the point. Listen to the noises that your patient's lungs make. And then finally, P, perfusion status. Assess your patient's perfusion status. Look at their oximetry. The little pulse ox monitor, you put on their fingers. Look at the pulse ox to see how well oxygen is being delivered to the tissues. If you don't have an oximeter nearby, you can assess for perfusion by way of capillary refill. Look at your patient's mentation. Assess it. Assess your patient's mentation. Looking at all of those three dynamics, the breathing, the lung noises, the perfusion status, that will give you plenty of insight to be able to put into context what this BNP value means in the context of what is happening clinically with your patient. Ooh, I got it out. Now I can have a bite to eat for lunch and head back to the clinic and see some more patients. Hopefully that little nugget of information was helpful. Chime in, let me know, what you guys think about this. I think it's a pretty cool acronym. Feel free to use it accordingly. I'm going back to work now. Y'all have a fantastic day. Student nurses, stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. Nursing school is difficult. Yes, it is. But it is so well worth the journey when everything is said and done and you walk across that stage and you are now officially a nurse. Nurse practitioner students, stay encouraged. God knows NP school is difficult and it is challenging, and it's supposed to be challenging. You need to break some of the nursing mindsets and get into provider mindsets, and that's how you do your patient the most justice. Anywho, that's going to close it for today. Everybody have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there in these streets. Be blessed.